Good evening, Windsor. This is Angie. It is Thursday, April 9th, and this is our evening COVID-19 update. We will start by jumping into a case number update. This evening, as of 6:30 p.m., the case count is up to 16,826 Florida residents that have been diagnosed with COVID-19. Of those 16,826, 371 have succumbed to COVID-19. That is of 2,298 individuals that were hospitalized. So 16% of individuals hospitalized as of today's date have succumbed to the advanced respiratory distress syndrome. Right? Is that what it's called, Linda? Linda knows. She's supervising. Okay. Orange County has 860 cases and Osceola County has 295. So glad to see Osceola County is still relatively low in number compared to some of its neighbors. All right. Jumping into our day. Today was a little bit of a challenging day at Windsor, and it wasn't challenging from the standpoint of this pandemic in particular, although that's always a challenge. That's always weighing heavily on people's minds, and we know that. And as staff and as supporters and advocates for our residents, we always try to keep that in mind, is what people are going through mentally right now during this situation, and it's affecting people in so many different ways. But unfortunately today we saw a number, not just one or two, but a significant number of residents who unfortunately were very unkind to some of the staff. And again, I know that this is taking its toll on people, and I know we're stressed, and I know that we are yearning for normalcy and the things that make us comfortable, whatever those things are. And it's hard to either get those things right now or have those things, whether it's your preferred milk or your favorite kind of spinach, or the fact that you can't go take a dip in the pool or get on the bike to, ride in the fitness studio, or an abundance of other things that we all would like to be doing that we cannot do right now. But we all have to be mindful that we are individuals within this system of people. We can look at that globally. We can look at that, on a macro level or a micro level. But, as we look at it, we are individuals within this community that is Windsor. And we all depend on each other to get through this. And I witnessed a few interactions or others that were passed on to me between residents and staff that included a lot of profanity towards staff, a lot of yelling, name calling, offensive name calling. I had one employee today who was so relentlessly, trying to think of the right word, just so relentlessly pushed that this employee took it upon himself to go to the grocery store because a resident was so upset that they needed to have 1% milk and we only had 2% milk. So this employee took it upon himself to get in his car and go to the grocery store and get the milk. This employee actually had not gone anywhere besides work or home for several weeks and has now put himself at risk for potential infection, as well as his family, as well as the colleagues here at Windsor and you as well, okay? We know this is hard, but we need you to understand that every decision we've made and everything we do is in an effort to protect this community. If you've watched the news, you've seen senior living community after senior living community be affected. And they usually don't have one or two cases of COVID-19. Sometimes it's 40, sometimes it's 60, sometimes it's 90. One community in California I saw there were cases and the employees decided that not to show up for work, and those residents had to be evacuated from that community. And these are horrific situations and in a horrific time that no one has been through, none of us. And all we can do is be patient and work together and be kind to each other, because every single person is struggling. Maybe some more than others, of course. Some have cognitive issues that make this situation harder. Some have physical issues or pain that make this situation harder. Some have family dynamic issues that make this situation harder. But at the end of the day, we all have to find a way to get through it together. And being unkind is just not something that I'm going to tolerate. I have never seen staff work so hard and so tirelessly for the duration that our staff are working. I've worked through many disasters in my career, hurricanes, blizzards. The most I've ever gone in a quote unquote disaster situation is about 5 or 6 days, 5 or 6 days times 2 with a 2-day break in between, 2 back-to-back blizzards in the Northeast. I think it was in 2009. And that was really hard. But this is unprecedented. This is different. And I have never seen such a dedicated group of people come together, leave their families, come here smiling and ready to work and do everything that they can to get us collectively as a community through this. And so the last thing I want to see or will see again is any Windsor employee being treated in the way that they were today, okay? It breaks my heart, because it's hard enough to thank people during a time like this. But to see them, one employee was trying to clean floors today and had a machine on, and a resident yelled and yelled and yelled at her until she turned the machine off so she could hear him. And then he just proceeded to annihilate her. And it didn't even have anything to do with her, right? And I know some of this is redirecting stress and anxiety. And we continue to do our best through Nurse Linda and some of the other team members to making sure that we're seeing and talking to you frequently. But I want to make sure that if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling stressed, that before it gets to that point of explosion, that you ask for help. Okay, and we're checking in with residents frequently to try to see what we can do to help, how we can reduce anxiety. But there's only so much we can do because this is so out of our control. Okay, so I have to ask you, and I know a lot of people are boiling over in stress, but we cannot direct our anger at others, our frustration at others, our fear at others. We depend on these staff to come here and provide every day. And some of them are leaving families at home and having their children homeschooled by somebody else, and for them to come here and do whatever it takes to get you to that next day safely. But then to have this type of interaction, just again, it really breaks my heart. And I know that as a community, we are better than that. That's not who we are. So I hope that residents who may have been involved or a part of those conversations, or feeling like you're ready to have one of those conversations, that you take a minute and you take a deep breath, and maybe you call a loved one, or you call me, or you ask for Linda or Cece or whoever it is that you feel like you have a relationship at Windsor, because there is somebody for you to talk to. There is somebody for you to vent to, okay? To vent to, not vent at, okay? I know that we haven't been perfect. I know that, tonight's asparagus was a little weird. I'm with you. I'm with you on the asparagus. But I also know that this is the real world, and we're preparing an abundance of meals, and we're running those meals all day long, and there are going to be moments when we're not perfect, and then we get together, we talk about it and say, okay, how do we make it better from here? But I promise you, that asparagus is not worth tearing somebody else down. If you want to tear somebody down, you tear me down. Okay, you call me on the phone, you email me, whatever it might be, you tear me down, but you don't do it to these staff who are blindly serving this community and keeping us COVID-19 free as we sit today. Okay, everything that we've done at this point has been with that in mind, and to date we are just thankful to be there. Another issue that popped up, we had a family complain through Facebook. Mom and dad have been stuck in the apartment since mid-March and they can't even use the pool or the fitness center. And again, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. There's nothing more than I want for residents to be swimming and on the bikes, and that's the Windsor that I want to get back to. But I want to make sure the people are there to get back to swimming in the pool and get back to getting on the bike. And, I'm tasked with making the decisions, the hard decisions, the unpopular decisions of saying no. Because, if we open the fitness center even to one person at a time, it's against the executive order. So really that's the answer. It's against the executive order. So we're not doing it. But the fitness center and the pool, we'd have to sterilize it fully between each use. And even then, we don't know. It's not worth the risk. I know it's frustrating. I know it's tiring being at home. I know the cabin fever is kicked in overdrive, something none of us have ever experienced before. But it is just the way it has to be right now. Unpopular as it is just the way it has to be right now. And we are going to continue to stand strong to that position and restrict the use of the community and ask residents to stay at home to the absolute extent possible with your doors closed, because that's what's going to keep you safe. And very frankly, that is what's going to keep you alive. And that is what I need, is you alive. Okay, I need to be laughing with you in a couple of months or on the other side of, some wacky situation, good or bad. That's what I need, is I need you here with us and ready to enjoy the life that you have here at Windsor, and look back and think, oh my gosh, look at what we got through together and how strong we are as a community. So again, I'd love for everybody to be out and about and doing things, but it would be the wrong decision. I would be costing you your life potentially, and I'm not willing to do that. All right, how about we lighten up a little bit here? When I say we, I mean Cece has figured out how to live stream to channel 2501. So a really wonderful surprise. We planned it all. We got with Andre Pacelli, and we asked him to do a live concert for you on Easter Sunday, and he agreed. He agreed. I know people that know him. You know who you are. So we are going to be doing a live streaming of Andre Pacelli at 1:00 on Easter. So lunch should arrive to your Easter lunch is going to be the big meal on Sunday, Easter lunch brunch. We will have breakfast, but it'll be served at lunch. We'll be arriving between right about 12 to 1, depending. And it'll be time to sit down and turn on channel 2501 and watch an amazing, amazing Easter concert. So we are looking forward to being able to do that with Pacelli, and then very much looking forward to finding other programs to bring to you through live streaming through the internet. I know we found some amazing Broadway shows and other things that we can live stream, and I think the residents will really enjoy it. So that's very exciting. So we're happy to be able to bring that to you. Let's see. We are stripping the floors. We've talked about that the last few nights on the lower level, and they are looking so much better. It has been a huge undertaking. We've already done the amenity side of the community. Now we're going to be starting on the side over by the club mailroom. So tomorrow, Friday, 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., those elevators will be shut down. So residents will need to use the amenities elevators on the club side. Please, club residents, use the amenities elevators. Do not go over to the village side of the community, okay? Remember, separate. Trying to keep those separate spaces. So please use the amenities elevator. I think that it's just going to be one day that those will be closed, and then we'll be starting to move the other way through the veranda and into the village lobby. So thank you for that. It looks amazing. It smells amazing. I know they've been doing a lot of the carpets. They're heading up to the Ashby, I think tomorrow, to do the carpet in the windows up there and do another deep clean. So again, taking advantage of doing some of those special projects while cleaning again, and then cleaning some more, all of those high touch areas in the community, so that as we do have residents who are heading outside for a little fresh air or going out for that medically necessary appointment, that we're making sure those areas of the community that they're going through are not contaminated in any way. So that is that. Let's see. We have the best news of the day is, well, two things, and it both involves two people. So Dolores Moore has been so amazing in making us some masks. We had the gal from Little Thimble, craft sewing and craft shop downtown, make us some masks. Thanks to Michelle Murray, Dino's daughter. And then, has anybody else made us any? And then we had a wonderful friend, Linda Vermette, of course, and then a wonderful friend of Dolores Moore's daughter brought us some actual surgical masks. Well, today, Miss Linda Hagman brought us some additional cloth masks. You see my Coca-Cola. No, this isn't a commercial. She made us some amazing masks. So thank you to Linda Hagman for that. And what is so amazing about Linda Hagman is that she thought of us today when it is her and her amazing husband's 55th wedding anniversary. So, Mr. and Mrs. Hagman, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for moving into Windsor and sharing yourselves with us. And as we chatted today briefly, Linda's cheering. She loves you. You were here 2 weeks before all this craziness happened. So I know you are just ready to experience life at Windsor, and we are so glad you're here. So happy 55th wedding anniversary. I know as somebody who's 15 years in, it's remarkable. I'm very impressed. So we congratulate you. We wish you a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed your special treat this evening, and look forward to talking to you soon. So everybody, give a loud shout out. Happy anniversary to the Hagmans. And that is it for this evening. I thank you so much. I continue to miss you all and think of you all every day, and look forward to being back together. And that's that. So have a wonderful night. We will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.